Welcome to another Dragon Ball Legends video in which I react to the final piece of Part 1 content, Chance Time, that will tease content for Part 2. But before we get into this video, please consider liking if you enjoy, and if you also appreciate the channel but have not done so already, please consider subscribing. But without further ado, let's get into Legends 8th Anniversary Chance Time, which will be giving everyone rewards this time, and new information this time, which is why I'm taking the chance to cover this information. With that being said, Part 1 of the 8th Anniversary will go down as probably one of, if not the best, individual chunks of a celebration. Now, of course, we still got a long way to go with Part 2 and Part 3 and the after party. Well, we're just really getting started with this anniversary, to be honest, but it's already been super amazing. LRs are so much better than the Legends Limited system, where even the crazy 7th anniversary, right? Oh my gosh, we're getting 3 times. That's so insane. And then we just have 2,000 Z power for everything. We have a better pity. And I got Broly from Part 1. I finally got Broly from Part 1. That's the only unit I have pulled from Part 1. However, that's the only really unit I wanted from Part 1, if I'm being honest with you. If I had to pull one unit, only one unit, that would have been the unit. I am very happy. I am honestly very happy. It was not lucky by any means, but I am very happy with my summons for Part 1. I am very, very happy with my summons for Part 1. Interesting little number spread. So that we can give everyone Chrono Crystals. And we also just want to win. But to keep everything fair, I'll be putting on a blindfold before we begin. It is time to pull the numbers, and then we'll have more information. Of course, I really want it to be story characters, especially since the Japanese version had a red background when they announced the 8th Anniversary Part 2 live broadcast. We're going to have 2 legend characters revealed, as I have already predicted. And of course, I do feel like Part 3 is going to be the same format as Part 1, where we have 1 legend and then 1 ultra. I think that's going to work out really well. I do like that. I think this is going to be a really cool format for Anniversary going forward, especially since they had the opportunity to shake things up, and they definitely did. I really think they're innovating so far ahead, and I just think that Dokkan should really take notes on this kind of innovation, and they've already have, to be honest. They've already done quite a few updates where they've definitely put a lot of effort into having their game just have all these crazy kind of optimizations. But hopefully we get all of the Chrono Crystals from this. Finally, Hebel drawing the grand prize. Please pull a good one. It's the grand prize after all. I think I went with 1 through 10. I think I went with 1 through 10 as my number strat. I think I just, like, super basic, super basic, super lazy with my numbers, but I wonder if any of ours were winners. Let's take a look, starting off with the runner-up prize numbers. And here's our first number. I mean, hey, Mario also did 7, 8, 9, 10, so if that happens, I would also be able to get that. Let me look at my... Is it in other? No, it's in Medals and Exchange? Yeah, it is. It's 1 through 10. It is 1 through 10. I just had to make sure. I was fairly certain, but I had to make sure. Double checking is always your friend. Okay, that's quite a few in the 70s. Yeah, no, that's 370 numbers, though, so that's pretty good. Number 68. All of the picks so far have been over 50. Insane. 17. Alright. Not much numbers from their from their picks, to be honest. Not much of their picks are being drawn. I don't think any of their picks have been drawn, to be fair. Like, they had 20 numbers. We haven't pulled any of our own numbers yet! Yeah! That's insane. That's insane. 50. Number 50. Okay. Been wildly all over the place for numbers. 49. That just means I'll get the grand prize, though, chat. Right. 97. Okay. I just need it to be that ton of lower. We've seen this last ball of winner. It's worth twice as much as the grand prize. We'll reveal the grand prize number. It's gonna be crazy. Let's go. 91. He had 91. One winning number. That's wild. That's actually wild. Here are our final prize numbers. I don't even think I hit any of them. That's crazy. I literally didn't even hit any of them. Oh my gosh. As you can see, one of the numbers of each show has turned out to be the grand prize number, so we'll be gifting everyone a total of 100 Chrono Crystals. Unfortunate, but you love to see it. Honestly, we've never had them give out Chrono Crystals, though, to everyone for chance time, though. They've never really done that. They have never really done that for chance time, so that's quite good. That is quite good. That is quite good. We do love to see, even though it was some frugal prizing, to be honest. Not crazy on prizing. Not crazy. Chance balls are always just this little thing that they do to, you know, have some fun. Have some fun. But now that they have us seated here, we can do some cool announcements. Hopefully we can have some teasers. But I think it's going to be to tell us to sit down at Legend Information. And if that's it, that's going to be fine.
It should be full of exciting reveals. We are sure you are all curious about who
might be coming to Legend. But we've got 2 new characters coming up next, and both of them will be in Legendary. Yup, you can see that red background! Plus, the lineup will be a bit unique compared to previous anniversary events. In the meantime, we have a little surprise for you. A hint about the character review. That hint is original. We hope you have fun making predictions until it's time for the reveal. Plus, we have a... That's not a hint. We all knew it was Game Original. We all knew it was Game Original. Hopefully, it is real Game Originals. Game Originals finally would be so good. I'm not gonna lie though. Oh my gosh, we already kind of knew who. We already kind of know who it is though. Oh, that's it. That's it. That was not much. That was not much. That was really not much. It was already confirming the things we know. I mean, if you're stupid and think, oh my gosh, we're gonna get like, such and such and, such and, like, no, Game Originals. We been knew this since the Bardock and Goku Zenkai. It was obvious that it was Game Originals. Like if you really didn't know if it was Game Originals, like, you might actually be a little slow on the uptick. A little, slow to register this information. You are not, processing the information fast enough. But no, seriously, like, it's so good that they're doing Game Original stuff. I'm really a fan of this. And now, let's go ahead and make predictions. You can see that red background, right? You can see the kind of red background. I've heard Daima Super Saiyan 4... Mini plus adult Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I legitimately would hate that, honestly. I wouldn't think it's the correct time. I really think it should just be the story characters, point blank period, with you guys. Point blank period. I think it should be like Zaha. I think it should be like Giblet. No, I really do think that we should have story characters as legend characters. I really do think if we're doing Game Original characters, we should start with our story characters. I definitely think we should have more story characters. I don't care about this fan fiction quite as much as the actual Legends original story characters. I think that should be first, and then we can get into fan fiction territory after that, alright? Okay, I definitely think that should be the case. But of course, This is like, if you're on the fence on, oh, it might not be Game Originals, it's gonna be Game Originals, guys. They're finally going to do more Game Originals after what? So long, especially since they Zenkai, Bardock, and Goku, the only Game Original Premium unit. Of course, they're going to do more Game Original, especially since Game Original just got support from the preamble to Part 2. Now, I'm definitely thinking Zaha would get free-to-play. I want Zaha at least. He might get free-to-play. He might be besides sparking. He definitely should be in there. I definitely think we should see Super Zaha, Second Form Zaha. I definitely think we should see Shallot. I definitely think we should see at least him or Giblet or something. Especially since I think it's going to be Super Saiyan God Giblet. Or Super Saiyan God Shallot. I think that's gonna be the case. I'm not leaning towards the Daima. I'm just not leaning towards Daima Super Saiyan 4. I'm not leaning towards the regular Super Saiyan 4, especially since regular Super Saiyan 4 got so much buffs. I wouldn't mind to see that. I wouldn't hate it, but it's like, I don't know. I really don't know if I would actually appreciate that though. If that kind of makes sense. I would really like it if we did go full-on Game Originals, right? I think we should go full-in Game Originals, like, from the story mode. I think that's my prediction. That's my prediction. That's what's hoping I'll show up. Okay, well, this was just, I guess a little prediction video, if anything, of what, Part 2 is, and I guess I can just, shout out my final thoughts on Part 1. That's pretty good, but overall, really, nothing much. There was really nothing much to talk about, to be honest with you guys. There really wasn't much to talk about in this video. I mean, chance time was pretty bad for everyone, to be honest with you. I mean, you get 50 Chrono Crystals for each right number, and we failed. And they just let us fail. They didn't even rig it, so that's actually super bad. To be honest, but maybe next time will be a little bit better. Maybe next time we'll receive some more Chrono Crystals. I mean, they just started it. It'll be okay. It's like, chance time is not that big of a deal, right? It really isn't. And okay, I guess so. This is really probably the lowest hit of Part 1, to be honest. Like, this is probably the worst thing we've seen from Part 1. And this being the worst thing we've seen from Part 1 is actually really good, because that means everything else must have been hot fire, right? Alright, so, with that being said, that's my locked-in predictions. I really hope they do go with that, especially since they just did Super Saiyan God, they just did, like, even Super Saiyan God Vegeta, they really just did Super Saiyan 4, they just did Diamond Super Saiyan 4 not too long ago. I really don't want that. They could have it to where we get Goma, though. If this means we get Goma, I wouldn't be necessarily that mad. I do think we should see Goma, though. Legend Goma would actually be kind of fire. But I would want it to be pure Game Originals. I think we should have both headliners be Game Originals. If he's a side unit, though, Goma as a side unit would be a little bit disrespectful. But I think Goma deserves to be this game. I wouldn't mind that. But I really do think story characters is what we're trying to see. And then anything below story characters will be like, okay, that's cool. So the grand prize, what we're looking for, what we should get is story characters. We'll take this fanfiction-y stuff. We'll take the fanfiction, you know. We're going to go the Dokkan direction where it's like, oh my gosh, we love all this fanfiction, right? But we actually really want the story characters first, and I think we can go the fanfiction direction next. Okay? Okay. That's my thoughts on everything. Let me know what you think about Part 1 down below. I think Part 1 is absolutely amazing, and this will be my final video on Part 1. So honestly, I got a pretty good haul on Part 1. Only the LR Bully, though, but I mean, that's a pretty good haul to me. That's really the only character I've won out of this anniversary. Even if I don't pull anything else from this anniversary, I still think we're gonna get hot fire. Like, no matter what it is, even if it's no story mode characters at all, it's still gonna be hot fire since we're gonna get Game Originals. I still think that's hot fire. I still think we're moving in such a good direction right now. I definitely do think that's going to be such a good direction for the game, and I definitely think that Dokkan should take notes from taking the game in just an actually interesting direction, right? It just feels so slow, right? It just definitely feels so slow. And it's like one step forward, one step back type of mentality. It's like, no, absolutely not. I'll get on iFeel before I dog on Dokkan and give it like, it's 1000th stray. You know how I am. I just all over the place, right? And that's what you signed up for. But I'll be on out of here. Hopefully y'all enjoyed. And yep, game original. Game original. Bye!